Dear students, just we have studied about the chemical reaction. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical equation. Before going to study about the types of chemical reaction, just we can concentrate on the chemical equation, because when we are studying the types of chemical reactions, we can see many equations there. So before that, what is the equation? What is the chemical equation? And how to balance the chemical equation, that is very important. Here every year one or two questions can be asked on the chemical equations. Sometimes 3 marks one question is also asked. So that it is very important to study about the chemical equation. What is meant by chemical equation? Just we studied about the chemical reaction. Chemical equation means it is a symbolic representation of chemical reaction by using symbols and formulae. Just I will revise once again. Chemical equation is a symbolic representation of chemical reaction. Symbolic representation of chemical reaction by using symbols and formula. See here, very easy to remember. Equation means it is a symbolic representation. Chemical equation means symbolic representation of chemical reaction by using symbols and formulae. For example, we generally say that hydrogen and oxygen react each other to form water. It is a statement. It is a sentence which says the chemical reaction. It is an example of chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction here? Hydrogen and oxygen are combining each other or reacting each other to form water. So how can be represented or how can be expressed this chemical reaction? By using the symbols. When we are expressing this chemical reaction by using the symbols and formula, that can be called as a chemical equation. We can write it in the form of what? Hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Yes. Here see the symbols we are using. Hydrogen, oxygen, water formula. Symbols. We are using some of the symbols. This is called as chemical equation. Here see that it is a very easy to show the chemical reaction in the form of equation. When you are writing the chemical reaction, no need to write in the form of sentence. It can be written by using the symbols, that is called as chemical equation. Hydrogen and oxygen reacting each other. The plus indicates they are reacting each other to form. It gives the arrow mark. The right arrow mark shows that formation of the product, that is called as water here. This is called as chemical equation, symbolic representation of chemical reaction by using symbols and formulae. In chemical equation, so while writing the chemical equation, we must follow some of the rules, because if you are failed to follow the rules while writing the equation, as a science student, it is a big mistake or error. So what are the rules to be followed here? While writing the chemical equation, we must write the reactants in the left hand side. Reactants must be written in the left hand side. Where? Left hand side of the arrow mark. Where arrow mark is there, the left of the arrow mark reactants must be written, and right side the products must be written. Products. It should be followed compulsorily. You might have seen the several equation in your syllabus in 8th or 9th standard, or you are going to study in the 10th standard chemistry also. N number of equations we are studying there. All equation you observe that the reactants are written in the left hand side and the products are written in the right hand side, RHS. In between reactants and products, arrow mark should be written. And one more thing, some of the students are asked, sir, can we write the reaction like this? See here, hydrogen and oxygen are reacting each other to give water. It can be written like this. It is the wrong method. In our science, we are following this rule. Reactant must be written left, and arrow mark must be shown like that. Somewhere we are using the symbols like equilibrium symbol we are using, that you are going to study in the next lessons, especially in carbon compounds and all. There we are going to discuss about such symbols. See here, our arrow mark must be towards the right, where reactant should be written like this. Which side? Left side, and products are right side. What is meant by reactant? Question can be asked in an exam. What is meant by reactant? Reactant means what? The substances which are involving in the reaction. The substances which are involving in the chemical reactions are called as reactants. Products means what is produced. The substances which are produced during the, or new substances which are produced during the chemical reactions called as products, and which are written in the right side of the arrow mark while writing the chemical equation. Along with this, the symbols must be written correctly, and the formula, water formula or any other compound formula must be written correctly. So just you remember that the chemical equation, it is a symbolic representation of chemical reaction by using symbols and formula. There are some types of equations are there, no need to study in 10th standard. Qualitative equation, quantitative equation, no need to study here. But before going to study about the types of chemical reaction, we must know that balancing the equation. Equation we know that, then what is meant by balancing equation? What rules to be followed there, or what is called as balanced equation? Suppose I'll give you some examples here. I think you have understood about the chemical equation. What is meant by balancing? Balancing the equation. You know that you might have used this word in your day-to-day life. Balancing. Balancing means maintaining the balance. Here what is that? We are balancing some of the things in our day-to-day life. Here balancing equation is very easy, because there are no any rules or any other methods to balance. Then how to balance? For example, one equation I will write here. I'll write two equations here. One is carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. And one more I will write here. Hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Two reactions are written in the form of equations. These two are chemical equations. One is carbon is reacting with the oxygen, gives the carbon dioxide. It is burning here. Hydrogen and oxygen combining each other to form the water. These two equations we are seeing here. Here also reactants are there, product is there. Here also reactants are there, product is there. Two reactants, one product. Two reactants, one product. In these two equations, which is balanced, which is not balanced? Here see that. How to check that? Balancing means here in both the sides of the equation, means left hand side and right hand side, what are the elements are there, those to be balanced in their number. Remember that in their number. How it is? See there here. In this equation, first equation, in the LHS side, means left hand side, how many carbon atoms are there? 1. Only one carbon atom is there. Oxygen, 2 are there. See there here, right hand side, carbon is 1, oxygen is 2. This is balanced equation. Here 3 atoms are there, 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen. Here also 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen in the product side. Then the equation is balanced already. No need to balance such equations. Here you see that in the reactant side you see there, or left hand side you see there, hydrogen 2 are there, oxygen atoms are 2, also 2. But products you see there, hydrogen 2 are there, oxygen only 1. It is not balanced equation. It is balanced equation. It is not balanced equation. Such equations we are going to balance here. How to balance it? Then what is called as balanced equation? This is called as a balanced equation, but it is not called as balanced equation. What is meant by balanced equation? See, balanced equation means the balanced equation is a chemical equation in which the number of atoms in the reactant side, the number of atoms involved in the reactants or involved in the reaction, in which side? Reactant side, that should be equal to the number of atoms in the products. Then it is called as balanced equation. Balanced equation means, just once again I am going to revise that, recall that the number of atoms involved in the reactant side should be equal to the number of atoms in the products. The equation which has the number of atoms in the reactants equal to the number of atoms in the products, that is called as balanced equation. It has same number of atoms in the reactants as well as product side, but it is not a balanced equation. See that here 4 atoms are there. Among those 4 atoms, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen. Here only 3 atoms are there in this compound, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. It is not called as a balanced equation. It should be balanced. How to balance that? Why do we need to balance that? One more thing we should understand that. Because many times this question is asked, why do we need to balance the equation in a chemistry? In the chemistry, why do we need to balance the equation? Here, according to the law of conservation of mass, mass is neither be created nor be destroyed during chemical reaction. Law of conservation of mass says that mass is neither be created nor be destroyed during the chemical reaction. During chemical reaction, what mass is taken in the reactants or what mass is going to be involved in the reaction, that should be retained in the product also. No increasing or no decreasing. That says that mass is neither be created nor be destroyed. During chemical reaction, mass should not be increased or should not be created or should not be destroyed. It should be maintained. What mass is taken here, that should be here. Suppose here, what is that? Totally 115 grams of carbon and oxygen together taken means here also it should be same. Then it is according to the law of conservation of mass, it is satisfied. See there here, suppose one example I will give you. The mass number of carbon we know that it is 12. Mass number of oxygen we know that 16 is the mass number of oxygen. Here 2 atoms of oxygen is there. 16 plus 16, 32. 1 16 and another 2 oxygen atoms are there. So 16 plus 16, 32 in the reactant side see there, and product you see there, carbon 12 plus here 16 into 2, 32. Oxygen mass number is 12 plus 32, 44. Here also 12 plus 32, 44. Mass is neither be created nor be destroyed. Here new mass is not created and it is not destroyed also. So according to the law of conservation of mass, this equation is balanced. But here you see there one more. See there here hydrogen 1, mass number is 1. Such type of 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So 2. Oxygen 16. We know that mass number here, atomic number and mass number will be written. Oxygen atomic number is 18, mass number is 16. 16 2 atoms are there, so it is 32. Here see there hydrogen, 1 atom of hydrogen, 2 atoms of hydrogen means 2 plus oxygen 16. See there 32 plus 2, 34. Here 16 plus 2, 18. See there. It is not balanced. But according to the law of conservation of mass, during the chemical reaction, there should not be a destroying of the mass of the elements. Mass should not be destroyed. It should not be created. Same mass should be retained in the product also. So, after balancing the equation, we can check that whether the mass is going to be retained or not. So, how to balance the equation? One simple example, hydrogen plus oxygen, this is water here. In this equation, just we have studied that it is not balanced. First, when the equation is given to you to balance, first you should check that the given equation or given example is whether it is balanced or not. We should check that first. It is not balanced. 2 atoms of hydrogen, here 2 is there. Hydrogen is balanced. But oxygen you see there. Here 2 are there in the reactant side, but only 1 is there here. Not balanced. So if the equation is balanced, no need to touch. It should be written same. If the equation is not balanced, then you should balance it. How to balance that? So you can write the elements involved in the reaction, that is reactant side and product side. LHS, how many hydrogen? 2 atoms. Oxygen, 2 are there. Here hydrogen, 2 are there. Oxygen, 1 is there. Hydrogen balanced. Oxygen not balanced. You should balance the oxygen. One thing you remember that there is no any rule. Some of the steps to be followed here. So what is that? See, oxygen 2 are there, 1 is there. This should be 2. Then we can make it as this 2. Wrong it is. You are not supposed to write like this. See, one thing you remember that if you are going to add any number in the chemical equation, that must be written in the left of the compound or the element. That must be written in the left side of the compound or the element. Suppose here, now see there, here 2 oxygen must be done in the product side. Here already 2 are there, it should be done 2. Then where to be written this 2? Here you are not supposed to write. Then left of the element or the compound I said. Then can be written here? Wrong. You are not supposed to write in between the elements when they are in the compound. They are in the compound. You are not supposed to write here. Then left of the compound, in such cases you have to write the left of the compound. Suppose when you are going to write here, the number means you can write easily here. You are not supposed to write it 4. You can't make here 4. You can write here. But when you are written in the compound means what? Compound means it is a what is that? When 2 or more elements combine in a definite ratio, integral ratio, that is called as compound. See there, you can write the 2 left of the compound here. Then 2 written here, oxygen became 2. Along with the oxygen, hydrogen is also increased. number of hydrogens increase. See that 2 atoms of hydrogens were there. Now you have added 2. This will be added to this also. This will be considered for the hydrogen. 2 2s are 4. Hydrogen became what? Now 4. Already 2 were there. It became 4. Now hydrogen is also imbalanced. Oxygen is balanced, but hydrogen imbalanced. While balancing the oxygen, hydrogen imbalanced. That should be balanced again. Here 4 are there, here 2 are there. This should be done what? 2 are there. This should be done 4 now. 4 means here you must write 2 2s are 4. Now see the equation is balanced. Hydrogen 4, oxygen 2, 2. This is for this also. When you write the number, for example here, you see that calcium carbonate, CaCO3. If you write 4 calcium carbonate means this 4 is for calcium also, carbon also, oxygen also. Calcium become 4, carbon also become 4, and oxygen, see there, 3 already are there, then into 4, that is 12. It must be known. Then the balancing will be very easy. See that, now see that it is balanced. It is balanced equation according to the law of conservation of mass. You can see that now. See 4 atoms of hydrogen means its mass is 4. 2 2s are 4. Hydrogen mass number is 1. So 4 hydrogen 4. Oxygen 2 are there. 16 is the mass number of the oxygen. 2 atoms are there means 16 2s are 32. Here hydrogen how many? 2 2s are 4. 4 are there. Plus oxygen how many are there? 2 are there. 2 oxygen atoms are there. Oxygen mass number is 16. So that 16 2s are 32. Now see that 32 plus 4, 36. Here also 36. See, according to the law of conservation of mass, the equation is balanced. See, very simple. This is the one more example I will show that at last, and you can understand here. Mg, magnesium, burns in the presence of oxygen, gives magnesium oxide. Is it balanced equation? No. See that magnesium 1 is there, 1 is there. Balanced, right? Oxygen 2 are there, 1. Not balanced. So you should write that in the left hand side magnesium 1 is there. Here magnesium 1 is there. And oxygen 2 atoms are there. Oxygen 1 atom is there. So it must be balanced. 2 here, 1 here. It should be done 2. Then what to be written? Here you are not supposed to write 2. Here also you are not supposed to write 2. Then where can be written? The left of the compound. So when you have written the 2, this 2 is considered for the magnesium also. So magnesium is now 2. Oxygen is 2. Then here it is imbalanced. To balance it, it should be done 2 by writing the magnesium 2 here. Left of that. You are not supposed to write here. This is wrong. Only thing you can write in the left of the element or the compound. So it is balanced equation. So equation means I said that the symbolical representation. You might have seen that in your textbook along with while writing the equation, the sum of the letters are written in a bracket like this. Like this, it is written in the bracket. You might have seen that. What is meant by this? It says the state of matter. See the magnesium in the solid form, oxygen in the gaseous state, magnesium oxide solid state we are getting. The state of the matter will be shown by writing the letters in the bracket that indicates that solid, gases or liquid state. For example, hydrogen plus oxygen gives water, hydrogen gaseous state, oxygen gaseous state, water liquid state, like that. So like that, somehow I written AQ, aqueous state, it is written. So these are the example to show the chemical equation and balancing equation, and we can give some more examples related to the balancing equation in the next classes. And next we are going to study about the types of chemical reactions, which are very important here. Some important types of chemical reactions, and at last we are studying about the rancidity, and one more thing, concept corrosion. Those are very important concepts we are going to study in the next classes. Along with that, after completing the lesson, we are going to discuss about some important questions of this lesson, and what questions can be asked in the in your previous year exam papers, in SSLC board exam papers. What questions are asked on this lesson we can discuss. If you have any doubts related to this concept, just drop your message in the comment box. We can clear your problems. If you have any doubts, we can clarify in the next classes.